Why focus on the events of January 1980 specifically?
It's the opening of a decade, and I like telling stories of the foot soldier, the unsung heroes, because they matter just as much as everybody. And you saw it with Galushi, which I did before. So when I was 10 years old, we were driving with my dad there's a bookstore called Van Skyke next to Church Square, literally next to where we shot. And as we were driving out, we had just gotten the books that we need, and we were in the car. And my sister and I was, I think we were both sitting at the back, or I was in the front, my sister at the back. And then this police vehicle, an XR6, pulls up to the right of our car at the traffic light. And then my dad says to the boy, "Oh, you see that to your right? That's the policeman who led the SWAT team into the Silverton Siege that happened last week, And then he put a challenge. I mean, we're young, and he says, like, what are you going to do as young people, to contribute meaningfully to life?
The casting is incredible. Please, can you take us through this casting process? What was your journey to finding these phenomenal stars?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. So what had happened is that Netflix had read the script, and then we okay, now it's all coming back now. So they had read the script, and then they had some suggestions, and they think which actors or which characters would be good to be able to get some locally and maybe internationally and so forth. I had all these big ideas, and they were like, okay, listen, we are growing a local industry. Right, that's what we're about as Netflix. We support your vision, but it's important that you're able to bring it home. And I was like, which was great because it forced me, and the producer, it forced Walter Ayers and I to be able to focus on looking back at home. Then came the whole thing. So go, who could we look at? Yeah. And then names popped up, and then Arnold's name came through. And then it just so happens that Bonnie knew the producers, Tim and Gobos, who had worked with Arnold. And she said, I'll make a call. I can't promise anything. It's up to Arnold, at the end of the day. He's got to say yeah or nay. So then she set up the whole thing. I think she set up the call, a video call. Arnold stays in Santa Monica in LA, so I don't know what time it was. I know it was at night, on the farm for me. And then we got on this call with Arnold's manager, sister. You want to talk? Yeah. Then we got on this call, and then he says he had read the script. He's like, listen, I read the script. I love it. When do we start shooting?
Amazing.
I was like,
let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I said, okay, hold on. We got to tell Netflix first and all that, Yeah. So he bought, and then we told Netflix, like, okay, looks like Arnold Vosloo is interested in coming back home to do this film. The whole process here locally, people came and auditioned, and then I pitched to Netflix to say, guys, there were 3 guys in the bank, but what if we had one of them become a woman? And they were like, huh?
Yeah.
I said, let's try it. It'll make the story so relevant. It was also at the time of the Me Too movement. And I said, come on, Black Lives Matter, all of that. And then they were like, all right, let's do it. So we changed Tara's character to a woman, and then actors and actresses came to audition. And then I had worked with I had worked with Knox. I had worked with Knox on Jiva, also a Netflix production, and I loved her performance. It was just rich, And then obviously I worked with Tabo on Galushi, and then Stefan came through. I mean, all these auditions were done via Zoom, huh?
Crazy.
So it's crazy, but ultimately that's what ended up happening. And then Michelle's character. I know Michelle. Michelle literally grew up in front of me from Mabopane, and we wrote her character into the script as well. There was no Michelle in the bank, there was no Rachel in the bank, but we finessed the script and eventually had it in there.
SA's obviously got quite a painful past. What emotional preparation went into you being able to kind of relive these events through your character?
Yes, I mean, South Africa's, has a dreadful past and sort of drenched in blood. And one of the challenges for me for this particular character was to take certainly the white South African audience that's going to see this movie and see themselves in me, starting out the day as a hard-ass cop that's here to lock these terrorists up. And then he's forced to talk to them. And throughout the day starts discovering their humanity and really is a changed man by the end of the day. And I think certainly the white South African audience is going to recognize themselves in that, because a lot of them have had blinkers on for many years and just didn't want to deal, and then once you deal, becomes cathartic and you become free in a weird kind of way.
What stands out the most for you in this movie?
The experience of making it, it's so weird. When I watch the films and films that I've made, I always think, oh, that day, when I was giving my best performance, the stand where the light fell over, or, somebody was sick, they had stomach flu that day. And so I always think of events that happened during the filming. But on this particular movie was... I don't want to get choked up. It was my relationship with Mandla. It just was special. Yeah.
Amazing. Nice way to end that